Hey, what's going on, guys? Tanner Bell here, and in today's video, we are doing a live webinar. I cannot believe it. I am super pumped up about this because I've been wanting to host a live webinar for a little bit. It has been something that I've been planning on doing. It's just one of those things that I just hadn't got to. We've been working on a ton of awesome projects for clients. We've been doing a ton of stuff, but I wanted to start right now and make sure, actually, before I get talking too much, that it's actually working right for everyone across the board. So let me refresh the tannerbell.co page where everyone that signed up for the email newsletter got sent to, just to make sure that they are able to access the video. And it looks like we're good to go. So hello, everyone that may be watching. I am super excited. And for everyone that was not able to make it to the actual live event, welcome. I'm super excited to have you all here as well, because the recorded version is almost as great as the live version. I know a lot of you all maybe have asked some questions beforehand, so we'll definitely be answering those and different things like that. So it is going to be a lot of fun. If you're joining us over on the YouTube channel, thank you so much for joining. I'm super excited. I have never actually had a live webinar during a Google Hangout. So bear with me, this will be a lot of fun. And I think there is a YouTube specific page that this is live on the YouTube channel. So I'm going to check that really quick before we jump into things, just in case there is any questions that pop up from someone that had no idea about the webinar, but they just saw it go live and they're like, what is this? So we will be able to answer that as well. So we are going to click right here. And it doesn't look like it's live on the YouTube channel, but we do have the comments for this. So we will be able to follow this, and that'll be awesome. So anyway, guys, without further ado, let's jump into it. I'm so excited to be here for one. You know, for the past 6 years, I've been creating video content, and it has been crazy at how much fun it has been to create video content and really share with everyone at home what I've been up to. So in today's webinar, we're going to be talking about my journey, some of my 5 top tips to creating video content, because when you're creating content online, any type of content really, you want to be able to do it in the best way possible. And especially when you break into new mediums, you may be a little discouraged and be a little scared on how to create, you know, on a specific platform or a different type of content. So for me, I am very great with video. Like, I love doing video. I wish I could spend even more time doing videos than I already do, which I already spend a lot of time doing video. So that's interesting. But when I was really getting into sort of doing more photography-based projects and doing a lot of Pinterest stuff and trying to make really nice graphics and different things like that, I kind of struggled with that. So I had to, you know, look to other people for help and different things like that, and really just like research and sort of figure out what would do well for me, because that was something that I wasn't accustomed to. So I know that a lot of more people are accustomed to creating videos that are, or not videos, creating pieces of content that are more photography based. So that's sort of what I wanted to tailor this webinar for, was people that may be creating in other mediums but want to venture out into video. So that is what we're going to be talking about today. And before we do that, we're going to talk about exactly how I got to where I am in video making and how it all started and everything like that, just to answer a lot of people's questions, because it is very odd to see a 17-year-old with a video production company where we help brands and influencers create really awesome pieces of content. So that's what I want to talk to you all about today. So I'm going to start the screen share process over here on our little Google Plus Hangout. So here we go. Let's make sure it works. I think it's working. I can see it on your side, but I can't see it on mine. So this is interesting. Let's click right here. So here, I think we are good to go. Double check. Yes. So anyway, guys, I'm going to scroll down just a little bit just to make sure it is following you. It is. So anyway, we are going to start off. This is my top 5 tips for creating video content. We're going to learn exactly how I've used video content to build my business ever since 2010. And yes, I know this is unheard of for many people, because creating videos in 2010 was almost nothing compared to how it's such a large place to, you know, create nowadays. In 2010, there was very few people creating content compared to now, especially on YouTube and these platforms that people are just now sort of really grasping. So anyway, let's get into my journey creating video content. Now, I first want to tell you all that I have been creating video content since 2010. And if you all do the math, I was 11 and I was in the 5th grade. Now, I know that is a little crazy for a lot of you all at home to think about, that I was in the 5th grade, 11 years old, when I uploaded my first video. I uploaded it on March 21st, 2010. And this was because I got a Cricut Expression, which I love that thing. And for the week between the time I got it to the time that I, you know, that shipping time from HSN shipping it to me receiving it, I went online to learn how to use it. And lo and behold, I found a large community of people that loved to share their creations, that they just loved connecting with each other all across the world. And since I love to talk so much, and my family, no one in my family creates. I know a lot of people doesn't know that, but no one in my family actually creates. So I was all by myself, this little, you know, 11-year-old online, and I saw this community and I thought, okay, I'm gonna be part of this community because I just loved what they were all about. And in March, I created my channel and I named it Mr. Cricut Crazy. So I was crazy over the Cricut, very, you know, right for what I do. And I uploaded my first video, and it was just making like a plaque. And that video actually turned out, decide, like, compared to how awful the quality was, I would consider it a successful video. And I'm going to show you a screenshot of my first video in the next 2 slides. So you'll be able to see like how bad the quality really was. But then after that, I started creating a following. I was starting to share all types of different videos around the Cricut. You know, that was really my niche. And that's what I want you all to sort of think about is, I was 11 and I already sort of had that niche for that channel. Now, I have grew into many different areas, but I know a ton of people that follow me that has been following me since from the Mr. Cricut Crazy days in like 2011 and 2010. So I was starting creating content around one specific topic, and I think that's what helped a lot of my success. About a year or so later, you know, mid-February 2011, I realized that there was a sort of another niche that I wanted to fill, which was I wanted to come out with a product line. Now, I had, you know, this very tight-knit people that loved watching my videos. One of my series on my channel was Wake Up with Tanner. So I would wake up at 5 a.m. every morning before school. This was when I was still going to school, and I would make a card with them. I would share how to, you know, share a quick tutorial. I would stamp, I would cut out something with the Cricut, and I'd make a project for them almost every morning. It was 3 to 5 times a week. So it was really often and really fun. I didn't do it on the weekends because that's when I actually slept. But I realized I wanted to come out with a product, and this product, I wanted it to be a stamp line. And I offered my first product in mid-February 2011. And this was a dog-centered stamp line where it had dog images and dog sayings, but then we would also go along with the different holidays. So that was sort of the niche that we were filling there. And what I did was I would create videos for every release that we did. I would have not only a launch video to go out, but I would also be able to share what was going on with everyone else that was making projects with the stamps and different things like that. So it was a lot of fun where I was able to create content all over the board with this type of you know, sort of marketing that I never really thought of it that way. Because if you think about it, I was just, you know, 11, 12 years old creating content. And what I was really doing was I was marketing my content to my audience, and it worked really well. I could honestly see the sales come through after I posted a video, which was really great. And that was such a great ROI of my time, because not only was I sharing videos just because I loved it, I was actually able to market a product. So moving on, I continued doing that for about a year and a half. I designed over 40 stamp sets. It was a lot of fun. But in 2012, late July, I decided to, I continued until late July using video to sell my product. And during that process, I realized that, doing customer service and all these things revolved within creating videos, or not creating videos, actually selling a physical product was just so much, and I couldn't handle it all on my own. And if I hired someone, it just would really sort of take away from what I was doing. So, all things come to an end, all good things come to an end. So I stopped doing that. And then, I spent the next little while creating content for other brands. So I was working with Prime Publishing, which is the owner of favecrafts.com, which is one of the leaders in digital craft publications. So they hired me to create video content for them. And it was just side gigs like that I was really focusing on at that point. And then in March 2013, I launched A Little Craft in Your Day with Courtney, and we decided to make it an awesome teen-friendly website that we were going to share daily DIY inspiration. And by 2014, I was making a full-time income working with brands. Our blog was very successful with the different tactics that we were able to utilize. And during this time, we started working with brands. Not only did I realize that they didn't understand video content, but they didn't have the time nor the money to create their own video production. So by last June, I opened an office. I turned a 1,700 square foot 4-bedroom home into an office and created an actual video studio. And I hired a videographer, a project manager, and then I had our virtual assistant. So it's been a really crazy journey on how this all came to be. And, the whole blog scenario part of it is so different. And I have a totally other e-course on how I built, or how we built, A Little Craft in Your Day to what it is today. So that'll be something we'll talk about later. But moving on, so that's sort of like my whole journey, my very quick spiel with just wrap it up in 6 different points. But moving on, I want to talk about how to know if you're right for video. So everyone, I feel like, could be right for video. I honestly believe that I feel like you can use video in many different ways, and that almost everyone is right for video. So what do I mean by that? I mean that you can create video in so many different ways, whether it's there's no audio, it's just a lot of pictures smashed together to make something really artsy and cool. I feel like everyone's able to use this in some way, shape, or form. And maybe your video content isn't as consistent as, your friend's video content, but I feel like everyone's able to utilize it. So anyway, let's jump into the points. Do you have a specific message that could be shared easier by video? And what I mean by this is, if you have something like a tutorial that you feel like you would be able to showcase better on camera, that is a definite way to realize that you are right for video. The next one is, are you consuming a lot of video content as a consumer? This is someone that I feel like if you're watching this webinar, chances are, yes, you probably want to create video content if you aren't already, but you may be consuming a lot of other video content from people that are already creating videos. One of the biggest things I see myself doing is I will sometimes watch videos more than I spend time creating my own videos. And instead of, in my free time, I'm working on a new video, I'm watching other people's videos. And what can happen when you are doing this is that you're judging how great other people's videos are, and you're comparing them to your own. Please, please, please do not compare your video content to anybody else's, because your video content is your own. And yes, there's a difference from, using other people's videos to get inspiration and using their videos as to judge and say, well, my videos aren't good enough, no one's going to want to watch this, I'm not even going to try. Because if you're not trying, guys, you're not going to be able to improve. If you are watching other people's content, watch it from an inspirational standpoint and think of it from, ooh, how can I achieve to get this angle? I really love how they did this transition. and all these different things on how you can make sure that you're not judging their video content and comparing it to your own, but you're using it as inspiration to improve your video content. And I really do want to make sure that you're sort of juggling if you're consuming too much content of other people's, because sometimes people can just get into a warp of just consuming other people's content and they're not focusing on their own, because honestly it is a lot easier to just watch other people's videos instead of create your own. So you know what I mean? So anyway, do you feel like your personality would shine on camera? I know so many people that would do extremely well on camera, but they're not, they're a little shy, they're a little intimidated about creating videos. Video content is very fun and it's very real. So you can be super real about your content through your videos if you know, actually put some effort into it and use what you have. So that's another thing we're going to be talking about a little bit later in the webinar. Are you feeling blah in your current digital media? So back when I attended a conference a few months ago, I was talking to a lot of different social media influencers, if you will, and different people like that that love creating content online, but they're just feeling a little blah in what they're doing right now. If you're feeling a little blah and you're ready to switch it up and give yourself something new to work on and just sort of motivate yourself to get, you know, excited for something that you may be missing that recently, definitely try video, because video is very different from any other medium. It's way more personable than creating a blog post or taking photos and adding it into a blog post and different things like that. So, you know, sort of think about how you can use video to sort of, you know, get out of that rut that you're feeling with whatever you're currently publishing. So maybe you are a big ebook writer, maybe trying doing a video series or create a video class, or, you know, anything like that, that you can sort of try something new to get out of your blah phase. I think that'll be really powerful. So do you feel like you're missing revenue by not creating video? There is a typo here, and I am very sorry. So if you feel like you're missing revenue by not creating video, this is a definite sign that you should be creating video, because you are potentially missing revenue streams if you're not creating video content. And I honestly, guys, can tell you that I made video content one of my specialties because I, for one, love it, and for two, there is a ton of income that you can do with video. And what I mean by that is there's ways to partner with other brands to create content around their products, but not only put it on your channels, but you can sell it to them as a package deal, and they could receive rights to publish on their social channels and sort of partner with you in a sense where you're promoting them, but they're also helping promote you. And what that is doing is it's not only you're able to charge more, you're able to tap into their audience and really capitalize on that, where they're able to send new people your way and different things like that. So that's another added ROI tip. So moving on, let's go to our first tip. This is one that I know everyone, if honestly, if you're watching this webinar and you're saying that you don't have the right equipment, that is just you telling yourself you do not have the right equipment, because you're just trying to find something to make you from creating your first video. And what I want to do in today's webinar, if anything, is to inspire you to get out and start creating video. I don't care if you have a low quality webcam. I don't care if you only have an iPhone. Heck, I don't care if you have a flip phone. We can find something for you to use to create awesome video. I started creating video off of my very low quality webcam that you can see right here, and it was really sad. So I want you to use what equipment you have. If you only have your smartphone, definitely use it. You know, this is what I started with. Guys, if you notice, the camera wasn't even wide angle. Like, you couldn't, it didn't even fill the actual screen of YouTube. It was super duper sad. Now, I feel sorry for everyone who has watched this video, because for one, I didn't even title the video correctly for SEO, which you can sort of see here where it says the Cricut expression using vinyl with a ton of exclamation marks. But it received over 20 2,700 views. So maybe I'm doing something right. I am not sure whatsoever, but that is super funny. And that's what I also wanted to show you all, that videos grow over time. When I first uploaded this video, literally no one was subscribed to my channel. So there's no way for 27 people to view it time, but over the course of, you know, X amount of years, where I didn't even write a description or anything like that, the video has accumulated 2,700 views. So that's pretty decent, especially for such a low quality production. But it was honestly just me. There was no editing. It was me recording off my webcam. And what this does, guys, I didn't realize it at such a young age, but you know, just creating it helps you get better and better each time, and it sort of eliminates some of that you know, that attitude that you have, oh, I shouldn't do video, or oh, it'll take out so much time to get out a tripod and do all this. It's a lot of mental block that I really hope that we're able to overcome, because creating video can be a lot of fun if you enjoy it, and I want everyone to at least try it to know if they enjoy it or not. So that's something that I really like to push. So definitely, just to recap, let's focus on using equipment that we have. And hey, if you can afford to go out and purchase, you know, a nice new camera for yourself, or maybe a lighting kit or anything like that, that would be fantastic. But if that's not the case, you know, creating video content with whatever you have is going to be a great, great start. So creating video tip number 2, when first starting, let's practice everything in one take. Now, this is going to help you become familiar and comfortable with the camera. This is something I had no idea whatsoever that I was doing when I did this. So let me just explain to you, as a 5th grader creating video content in 2010, I, for one, did not know how to edit any type of video content. I didn't even know like editing video was a thing. I thought only like big movie producers could have the ability to do that. As crazy as that sounds, actually. But I focused everything in one take. I remember this one time that I was filming a review video. This was one of my first 10 videos ever. I was reviewing this Martha Stewart product that was annoying me so much I had to make a video about it. And I could not review the product without being really mean. And I kept on retaking the video and just ending it because I wasn't happy with it. So what I was doing, like, throughout all these videos that I did, I don't think I started editing videos for about a year from when I was creating content. And I would create videos, you know, 3 to 4 times a week. So that was pretty consistent. But what this actually helped me do was it helped me be able to do things well live. It helped me when our local news channel wanted to partner with me to do a series of noon segments. I was able to create content and not be scared that I would mess up. Because I think another thing happens when you're creating content and you're doing it like one take or something live, is that you get sort of, you know, you're like, what am I going to say? And instead of just going with it and just letting, you know, you be natural, like you're having a conversation, your body starts taking everything you're doing and, you know, sort of going through it with a comb, like picking every bit and piece out that you don't, you know, instead of just going with the flow, you're really, you know, stuck and not able to say what you would normally say when you're just having a conversation with your best friend. And honestly, guys, I feel like you want to have the relationship with your camera like it's your best friend. So when you're making a mistake, when you're practicing doing everything in one take, you train yourself to just be like, oh, ha ha ha, laugh at yourself and move on. And this helps in many different ways. From, you know, live Facebook videos, super popular now. Doing live things like what we're doing right now is super popular. Periscope, you know, live TV segments. This tip right here has actually even helped me when I am teaching at trade shows or conferences or anything like that, because it just gives me the idea of just running with it and sort of how to successfully do that. Because if you mess up a video while you're just starting out creating videos, you just exit out and start from the top. And this will save you actual time from even having to edit yet. I don't want to say this just because you don't have to edit, but I want to say this because I feel like this will be helpful to you a lot in the beginning, when you may still be learning how to edit and everything like that. So that's something that a lot of people would not expect to hear from me, because I edit a lot now. But when I first got started, I actually am very thankful that I made sure everything was in one take. It was a blessing in disguise, if you will. So creating video tip number 3. Now, for the first, gosh, I don't even know how long it was, when I would upload a video, I wouldn't even title it correctly. Now, if you're not titling your videos, if you're not writing a description, if you're not spending that extra time to fill in the tags, if you're not doing all of this that is needed to make your video successful, you're not doing it right. So yes, it is going to take you a lot of time to actually create videos. It is not the easiest thing in the world to do. Unfortunately, not everyone does it for a reason. You have to actually have a passion for it, I believe, to create awesome content. But once after you create your awesome content and you're ready to promote it, what you have to do is that you have to optimize it. So we want to set each video up for the most success with SEO, which, if you've never heard of SEO, it is search engine optimization. That's essentially optimizing your content to go well across any search engine: Google, YouTube, Yahoo, Bing, if you still use that, and any other search engine there is. So you want this content that will grow for years to come. So all your pieces of content, you want it to be relevant as as relevant as it is now. You want it to stay relevant for years. Because if someone watches a video about, say, I don't know, a product that is only a limited edition, and they love this product, but they're watching the videos 2 years from now, they're not gonna be able to get that limited edition product, and the whole video, they're gonna get upset with you, and they're not gonna find a lot of value. So every piece of content that you create and you spend a lot of time with creating, you wanna make sure it could be as relevant as it is now, 2 years from now, because with the way that you are going to optimize your videos, hopefully, you will be able to create awesome content. So what I like to do with each video of mine, let's go over this here. I do a nice title, and so this video here is called Easy DIY Office Decor, and then I have a line separating it, and it's room decorating. So it's room decorating could be like more of a category, and this is just added keywords here, and then it's called Easy DIY Office Decor. So that's great. Then we go down here and we see that the first line of text is filled with SEO keywords. So Spring is here and Tanner is back to share with you a few ideas on decorating your office space for spring. So decorating your office, it would be a really great keyword. And then you're going to love these painting projects. So that's another great keyword to always sort of try to include. And I could also add some other stuff in there if I wanted to, etc., etc. So then the next thing here, we have links to the client that we created the piece of content for, so as our supplies. Then we have Let's Connect. So you can connect with us on our blog, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Tumblr, Vine, and Snapchat. And then at the bottom of every video, I include tags that are very relevant to anything that I create. Now this is separate from the tags column in your video content. So when you create an uploaded video on YouTube, you will see that there's a specific tag section. This is actually separate from that. This is just through in with the description. And it's nice to have these just as added SEO potential. So that's really nice. And what I really want to focus on with you all is that I made sure to incorporate my sentences about the project as the first sentence, because the higher up it is, the better it's able to rank in SEO. In case you wanted to link to something else before, like put like 4 links in there, chances are it will not link too well. So this is sort of helping you, create content that is going to be very relevant for years and years to come. And this is, very, very important. And I really want to make sure that you all understand that, because if you're not setting up your video to be successful, no one's going to be able to watch it. And that is very disappointing if you spend hours creating content, but you're not able to see any ROI on that. So moving right along, we have what is next. So creating video tip number 4. Now this is one that I love. I love getting the highest ROI out of every piece of content I share. So if you know me, I'm crazy about creating content, but I am even more crazy about getting the most bang for my buck when it comes to creating a piece of content. So what I mean by that is I mean that I take each video and re-edit it for every platform. And this will help justify the time, and it'll help you, calculate your return on investment of each video. So when I first started creating videos, I was just uploading them to YouTube, and then I would share a link. Now, back then, it was super easy just to share a link, and Facebook and all these other networks wouldn't, look down on you. Now they all want you to upload your content directly to their platform. And quite frankly, I'm okay with that because I am just going wherever my audience goes. And if my audience is on, Instagram video or Vine or Facebook video, that's where I want to be. I don't want, these social networks to just do whatever I want them to do. I'm going to do whatever I can get to. I'm going to do whatever I can do to get to my audience. So take the time, create a 6-second video for Vine. You can take a 15-second video for Twitter. You can take a minute video for Instagram, and then Facebook and YouTube, or you can upload almost as about 10 minutes or so for each channel, maybe even longer, but I would definitely limit each of those platforms to anything under 4 minutes is probably the sweet spot. If you can get it down to like 2 minutes, that would even be better. And I think everyone knows that Facebook is definitely 30-second square videos are great. And then I have Snapchat on here too. Why I put Snapchat on here is because I give everyone that follows me on Snapchat a secret into pretty much my whole entire life. I give them behind the scenes. I give them a ton of knowledge that you will not be able to get anywhere else. And what I mean by knowledge is it's a ton of behind the scenes. I show them sneak peeks. So each video shoot that we do where we're filming, a couple of videos, I give them sneak peeks. And then when it goes live, I'm like, hey guys, head on over to the YouTube channel to see the video that we made, like last week. You were really pumped up about it, so I want to make sure that you saw it, etc., etc. So that's sort of how we sort of use content across the board. And honestly, the people that follow us on Vine, chances are don't follow us on Instagram, and the people that follow us on Twitter probably aren't following us on Facebook. So it is okay to cross-pollinate all your content. I think it streamlines it. It streamlines it very well, and you'll be able to be very successful with this because you're able to get such better digital impact than just uploading it, like to one network. So moving on, excuse me, here we go. So creating video tips number 5. What I really want to, empower you all to do is to stay consistent. If you've watched this webinar all the way through, or to tip number 5, we are not done yet. You want to stay consistent and don't stress over analytics. I know that this is something that a lot of people are going to have trouble doing because it is hard not to stare at your analytics. You know what I mean? Like, it is just hard for people not to, judge how much time they spend on different things by the analytics. And when you're creating video content, it is so hard to, build a following on new networks so that you've just gone on as is, but I feel like it's even harder for video creators. To build a following on YouTube, it takes a little bit longer than building a following on, say, Facebook or, Instagram and things like that, because you're really having to make sure that you create awesome content and different things like that. So stay consistent. I don't want you to stress over your analytics because if you're creating valuable content, your audience will come, and they may come in a totally different way. And what I mean by that is I never, ever, ever, I would have had a following of over 200, almost 200,000 people. I think it's 180,000 people following me on Vine. I never would have thought of myself as a Vine creator. I would honestly have probably told you that I could have saw myself with 180,000 YouTube subscribers before I would have even thought that I would have that on Vine, but you know what really worked for us was Vine. So that's how we were able to grow, you know, that large of audience, was that we, you know, consistently posted, and it just sort of took off. And it was at the very early stages of Vine, and it, you know, it just really made sense. And now it's such a fun platform to be on and share, you know, our DIY inspiration, and we've been able to really grow awesome relationships. So now, if you'd like to learn more tips about creating video content, head on over to tannerbell.co /blog, and there is a whole blog post on 10 tips about vlogging in general. It is really, really great. That's just like a shameless plug. But moving on, we have our question time. There's a few questions from people that I want to answer at the end of today's webinar. There's people that could not make it to the webinar that has asked a few questions, so I want to answer them for everyone that is live. If you are live, definitely leave us a comment, and I will answer your question if there is any questions to be answered. I can't really tell where any comments are coming from, except if you're on tannerbell.co, that has all the information. So you can definitely check it out there and leave a comment as a Facebook comment. That would be great. But Brian Clark asked what that he wants to start making videos. What's a good camera to start with? So my favorite camera, I'm actually going to, for a second, stop screen sharing real quick. Hey, hello everyone. My favorite camera right now, and I wonder if I have it in here. I actually don't think I have it in here, but it is the Canon G7X. And why I love this camera is that it has a flip-up screen. You can see what you're doing, and it is super, super fun. I love using this camera for almost all of my videos. I don't use it for all my DIYs, but anytime I'm vlogging and taking family videos, or any high quality videos that I want to get, it's a thicker point and shoot camera, but it's really great. So I want to encourage you all to check that out. And if you've registered for this webinar, I'm going to send an email at the end of the webinar with the link to watch it recorded. Plus, I'll have links to some of the stuff that I've mentioned here today, like the Canon G7X and some other stuff we're going to talk about. So another question that we have, I'm looking over at the screen, was from Lisa, and she wanted to know how to motivate yourself. So Lisa, when you're motivating yourself to create video content, I'm assuming it's really about what you want to do. And if you feel like this is something that you want to do, I think don't even worry about anything else besides just creating something that makes you happy. Because if you're creating something that makes you happy, your audience is going to be able to tell. They're going to be able to see it, and that's going to be able to create success for you in many different ways. No matter what your end goal is with creating video, if you're enjoying it, your audience is going to be able to tell. I've seen a lot of people that create video content just not, frankly, be happy with it, and their audience could tell, and that just seems like not authentic, and sort of put off what you want your audience to feel. So that's something that you just want to be curious of, and just try to make content that you love so that you can really be authentic about it when you talk about it. Because I talk about videos a lot, especially my own videos. And if people can't tell that this is like me 24/7, I don't know what to tell them, because this is honestly like me 24/7, you know what I mean? So someone asked what to do if you're not techie. Okay, so say you feel like you're not too technical, you're not great at the tech side of things. What I really want to encourage you is to find something that you can handle, with your tech skills or your limited tech skills. I'm sure you could do all of the things that I do because I started doing them at like 12 years old. So if I could do it, I'm sure any of you all can do it. I don't think that I'm super smart. My grades are average, pretty basic. It's nothing super scientific. But find something that you love to do to create video on, whether it's Periscope, whether it's Facebook Live, whether it's recording videos with your webcam, whatever works for you. I highly recommend to start there, because starting there is going to be way better than starting never and saying that you just need, better tech skills or better equipment and stuff like that to create video content. You know what I mean on that point? I hope we all understand that. And then someone asked, how do I edit? So I edit on Final Cut Pro X. I've also edited on iMovie before and not Windows Live Movie Maker. I've never used that. But Adobe Premiere Pro is also pretty great. So that's very cool. But I didn't really touch on editing today, but to segue into our next part of the course, well, this is a really nice segue if you do ask me. We are going to be talking about my new e-course. So my new e-course is over 25 to, it's about 30 videos actually. They're videos training you on how to make your own videos. So it's very fun. The e-course is named How to Create Video Content and Maximize Your Social Impact. So you're covering value of video, how to have a DIY video production. There's a whole chapter on YouTube, promotions, and editing. We are teaching you how to edit videos, how to film and edit all in one on your iPhone or iPad, which is going to be extremely successful. I'm super pumped for everyone that has already registered, and people has already told me they're loving their content. So I'm super excited, and I have a special offer for everyone that is part of our webinar today. They are able to join this e-course for a very special price. The average for this course is $147, just because we've spent a lot of time in filming all of these training videos, and it's honestly teaching you all everything that I know that I have had to figure out for myself for 6 years. All put into one course, and there's so much knowledge in here. You will be able to get an extremely great deal. If you head on over to tannerbell.co, there is a click here to buy button, and that is the one way that you're going to get your special offer. Now, I'll also be sending a follow-up email later on that will be able to just click that, and you'll be able to sign up as well. So this is a limited time offer. It's just something special for you guys. It's something that I wanted to offer to you all, just to say thank you for joining this e-course, in case that you wanted to take your knowledge to the next level. We shared a ton today, but we really didn't get into the bits and pieces of just the step-by-steps. There's only so much you can cover in 45 minutes, but with this e-course that we're covering everything a lot slower. We're diving in just video by video, so that'll be a lot more fun for everyone that is part of it. If you are part of the e-course and you're watching today's webinar, I hope you all are enjoying it so far. And I just really want to thank you all for even being part of this webinar, because seriously, I love every one of you. I know that to take time out of your day to watch a live webinar is not the funnest thing to do. And if you watch the recorded version, at least, at all or to this point, I really want to thank you all. So not only do I want to thank you by offering you a special price into an e-course of mine, but I honestly just want to thank you because for everyone that signed up with the the email list to be part of this webinar, I really think of you all more than just an email name. I think of you all as people and a person, so it just means a lot to me for you being here and being part of this e-course, or excuse me, this webinar. It is late in the day, so I'm getting both of these very confused. So I'm going to stop sharing now. And I just really want to thank you all. It has been so much fun, and I cannot wait for everyone that missed the actual live to see it. This recorded version is going to be available for the next 7 days, actually more like 6, until June 2nd, where you're going to be able to see everything that we are, pretty much everything that I just talked about. You'll be able to rewatch it for a week, and then it'll be gone forever. Kind of. So then we'll have it back, and we may do some more webinars if you all enjoyed this, and we'll just have fun with it. I didn't do a webinar for our last e-course, which was how to start and monetize a blog in 8 weeks. So we may do a webinar talking about how to actually start and monetize a blog in 8 weeks. If you all would be interested in that, I really would love for you all to shoot me an email. My email is Tanner, Tanner, @ tannerbell.co, not .com, So if you all have any questions, or you can just shoot me a message on any social media network, I would love to hear from you there. And thanks for watching, guys. I had a lot of fun with you all today. And if you all have any video tips or anything that you'd like to, let me know about, reach out. And if I inspire you to create video content today, guys, I definitely want to know about it. So let me know too. So thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day. Bye.